So sorry, no face today, probably a good thing, but we are already seeing some coins like Dogecoin move up massively since Elon Musk has taken over Twitter. Some altcoins have also followed, okay? This is going to be an interesting video. This week is pretty busy with data, there's news coming out, some volatility could hit the markets anyways, but in this video I'm going to show you how to keep your head on, basically, in a bear market rally. Most people know this, but if you're in my Patreon you'll know the secret to this, you know how I've been making money throughout this bear market. Ultimately taking my stable currency holdings down from 82% down to like 48% over the past 2 months because I've been buying the lows, which is why I did the key levels video on Friday to kind of illustrate if you buy those little low levels, you can then have something for a potential bear market rally. So let's talk about bear market rallies and what they are and why they're very, very significant in this market. They're rough, they're horrible, especially if you are caught lagging. So everyone says this at me. I understand why people say it, but until you experience it, it's kind of simple. There's nothing wrong with missing out. But what the problem can be is if you do the opposite to that and you buy the tops of these bear market rallies, which is where you're going to get financially punished. This is why I say always keep something in the market, always buy key levels, and always take profit when you can. It's kind of obvious, sorry, but it is. It's harder when you're in that situation because your emotions will get the better of you. You will see it. You'll see a lot of good coins do really well, and you'll just think it's going to go high. It's bull market. It's going to go. But usually in a bear market rally, it's not. Or even in a bear market, and any rally is kind of significant, it could lead you to losing your head completely, which is what you don't want. So the previous bear market rally, okay? Hello, it's this bad boy here. Bitcoin, zoom, bang, right? Pretty significant, pretty good. It went from 32k up to 47-ish, give or take, 48. Pretty big, right? People got caught out in that one, and I understand fully why. The other one was obviously here as well, where we pushed up to the upside a little bit in that kind of summer kind of lull that we had, where we dropped to the downside. But this overall structure is just like my kind of blueprint of like the entire structure of that point. However, you can adapt this and go from this impulse here down to this floor, and you can be thinking to yourself, well, what about if we do go boom, back up or whatever? You know, we have hit this level before. We could go and retest that again. Now on Bitcoin is very insignificant in my opinion. It's very, very lullish. But it's the altcoins you want to worry about because the altcoins are the ones that will get the emotion. I know a lot of new people in the space are not bothered about Bitcoin, which is probably fair enough. But ultimately, you've got to be kind of bothered about it a little bit. However, thus been said, this is where it gets interesting. So let's look at BNB. Boom, we've broken out to the upside. Now, obviously, BNB has been, in my opinion, one of the best performing assets of this year. Why? It hasn't lost as much. It's had a lot of little rallies in between, and it's been catching a lot of people out. And these are big runs, and this is why I want to talk about the significance of it in handling them. No one's going to get top to bottom, right? But there is definitely gains to be made in the high cap coins if you're following the momentum trends, right? I utilize dominance. You all know that. If you want to learn more about that, jump in Patreon. If you want to know more about, courses and stuff, the Learning Crypto courses in the link below are going to be discounted as of today because they're going to get discontinued, the CPD ones, right? New ones are coming for 2023. The problem you've got with a bear market rally is you don't know how long they're going to go on for. That is the ultimate caveat to all of this video. You do not know what's going to happen, which is why you need to keep your freaking head on. If you're waiting for a genuine pullback and you've got demand on your side, go for it. Buy into it. Crack on. But don't do it the other way around. People do it right at the start of the pump without any confirmation there's any demand. Right now, I would say this right now, we do not have a confirmation that this is a bear market rally. This is just a potential of one. This is why I've put a massive alert, FOMO, caution, all kinds of stuff on the thumbnail, because you got to look at the fine-grained detail of this. I want to show you a few things, right? First thing I want to show you, this is pulled out of a consolidation range from a past, how many months? This is a 2-day chart, by the way. Quite big, pretty boring. Bang, right the way up to the upside. Now, what you're waiting for realistically is a level of demand, which could be potentially probably here, that could hold this up and we can continue to go up higher. Now, I look for dominance. I look for the red lines going below. This is an oscillator of the dominance charts. And ultimately, in the USD, If the dominance is getting lower, it means the altcoins are pumping because more altcoins are getting more, exposure to USD because people are buying into it. The opposite is obviously the opposite for obvious reasons. Money's going out the altcoins into USD. People are like, oh shit, risk off. Now, the caveat to all this, as I say, you need to wait for some sort of demand, pullback, and a push to the upside to go even higher. So it's safer. Too many people just buy on these candles, and this is where it gets very, very wrong. Dogecoin, great example, right? Mentioned it at the start of this video. Literally went, right, Dogecoin, boom, bang, look at that. People are getting FOMO. There's a lot of people all over the internet going, oh, Dogecoin, yes, amazing. But ultimately, it's also dropped quite a significant chunk since that top. People probably would have FOMO'd up here and probably in a whole world of pain, down 19% currently. It's very early days, you've got to wait for certain situations. But as you can see, we've been consolidating for quite a while around this region, and bang. A bit of hype, bit of news, off we go. But you've got to be somewhat careful, right? So just please be bloody careful. So what you need to do, I want to tell you what to do. Go and watch the video I did on Friday about key levels. Plot your key levels. Have a plan for every freaking altcoin you want to buy, whether it's Ethereum, whether it's whatever, right? All you need to do, I said it before in this video, buy levels where it's freaking obvious. Like, there's a level here, right, for Ethereum, right? Cool. Will we get there? Probably. Even this level where we've been consolidating, we've actually been levels of support and resistance at this point in time, right? These are levels of significant interest which they should be bought, because whenever you buy them and you dollar cost average into them and they bounce, guess what? You've got some freaking extra liquidity you can play with. If you can take off 25, 30, 50% off the table from that buy order and you've got more money to play with next time we drop, that's a good thing, because ultimately we've got to remember the bigger picture here. Going to the higher time frames, what does it look like? We are still all the way down here. We are not, in my opinion, going into a bull market anytime soon. It's one, it's far too short. Two, the whole financial macro climate looks like an absolute dog's dinner. And three, it's crypto's interest is kind of dying off a little bit, right? But let's just talk about the weekly time frames on a few assets, right? Because I think this is important too. For me, the weeklies look pretty strong, but ultimately it's not strong enough to confirm that we are still in this bear market rally that's going to continue. We're only into this about a week in terms of a push to the upside. As I said at the start of this video, it's still very early. You've got to wait for that obvious pullback. Monthly timeframes as well. We've got to look at the element here. Like, yes, we've had a few down days pulled back up, but tomorrow, next month's candle might be a downward one. You've got to be very much careful for that. So you've got to wait for further confirmation. Same with BTC, right? BTC on the monthly, not a lot's really happened. It's a bit meh. Weekly as well, it's a bit meh. You can't really go on a judgment basis on this. But other assets, for example, like BNB, looks relatively okay on the high time frames. Pick and choose your assets. Pick and choose what you want to play with. But ultimately, wait for a freaking pullback, because a pullback could save you a lot of hurt. Reality is, this whole level here where we're at right now, if I just go like this all the way along, this is like a monster level for BNB. If it breaks up to the upside, it probably will go much higher. A lot of interest will come into the market. It may well catch you out. But as well, it may well just drop and go right the way back down. That is where you do not want to get caught out. So even though it's like 1, 2, 3 kind of bullish candles essentially on BNB currently right now, even with this opening today, yeah, you will get FOMO. Yeah, you will get caught out in it. But wait for a pullback. There's nothing wrong with waiting for a pullback, waiting for that obvious higher low to kind of push you to the upside. But as I said, buying levels of demand like this was the level to buy for BNB. The obvious one from the past on the weekly time frame. If I then go to the 3-day time frame, you can see how clear and obvious this level has been for a matter of weeks, months on end, all the way through time. It has been a pretty strong level. Why are you not buying these? Instead of FOMOing, you should be buying them. That's the whole point of this video. Buy key levels. If it rips, sell some of it. If it doesn't, guess what? Keep freaking going with it. You just don't know how long these are going to go for. I am going to go off the base of this mantra because it works all the time. At the end of the day, whenever you're taking profits, you take whatever you're comfortable with. At the end of the day, everyone is different. Everyone's got a different mindset. Everyone's got a different strategy. But some people are missing out on this already because they were too naive to not to buy any levels. I've been buying key levels. Patreon members know this. I'm quite happy with what I've been making so far. If I need to take profit, I will take profit when the time is right. Some stuff I won't take profit on because of accumulation, but some stuff will go up more than I expect. And I've already done that on a few assets alone recently, one likes of RSR, for example, taking profit because I had a massive push. You just play what you see. So don't get your head taken off by these bear market rallies. I've put a video up in the next suggestion box. Make sure you watch it. If you are genuinely interested in learning more, check out Learning Crypto. As I say, a massive discount is coming on those CPD credit courses. They are limited time only because they'll be going offline when the new courses are available.